Hi, I'm John Bobo, designated broker for HomeSmart Professionals in Lakeside, Arizona.
And I'm Felice Katz-Bobo. We both own the HomeSmart Professionals franchise.
I was with a traditional brokerage. Felice was not an agent yet in real estate. And I worked a transaction with a HomeSmart agent, and she actually told me about HomeSmart and how the systems make it so much easier, which I took a look at, agreed, and joined on. That was about 4 years ago. Before I moved over to HomeSmart, the thing that I was hearing from the brokerage that I was leaving, they were telling me because it's a flat fee program, you're not going to have any support. Nobody's going to train you on the systems. You're going to pick up the phone and you're not going to be able to get a hold of a broker, and it was the exact opposite of everything that I was told. And that's what's so impressive, because where I was at, which is not even a big brokerage, it wasn't one of the big names, it was just a small brokerage in the White Mountains. I couldn't even have my broker's email address. They wouldn't give it to me. No, you have to go through his secretary. I couldn't even call him on the phone. I couldn't do anything. The minute I got over to HomeSmart, when I went to the training class and learned the systems, the first time I picked up the phone to call a broker, you're shocked. They answered. I was on the phone with a broker that minute. If I called over, and you have to imagine, I mean, HomeSmart International, they have 11,000 agents, okay? You can't always get a broker right immediately, but I had a phone call back within, 10 minutes? I mean, every time, any time that I needed help. And I try to do the same thing at my office. I try to make sure that I'm always there for my agents when they call. If they don't get me immediately, I call back that quick, because we want to continue that tradition. That's how a brokerage should be ran.
RSA is just an amazing system. Obviously, John has stated that I was not an agent yet and I was doing his paperwork. I couldn't believe how simple it was to just point, click, type, fill in what we needed, and just upload. And then the review process was unbelievable. You didn't have to pick up the phone, didn't have to have a paper file, you didn't have to have anything to audit. It was all right in front of you, and it really, really streamlined the processes to keep them out in the field, more face time with the clients one-on-one. Well, I think now that we own the franchise, it's unbelievable. I'm still a working agent, and I think just the ease and simplicity of the system, I have an assistant that does what I used to do for John, and it really frees me up to be face-to-face with the clients. And I know from John's perspective as a designated broker, he can get most of his transaction review and time done within about 2 hours every day. It gives him more time then to have contact with the agents. He does weekly check-in calls. It enables him to actually have a life. He just got back from a fishing trip, skiing. There's all that fun time now that he has that he probably wouldn't have had if he was reviewing paper files on a regular basis.
Well, and I had an opportunity to get the work done while I'm on vacation. I get up in the morning, approve transactions. The system makes it so easy. You just sit down, drag them over, read the docs, point and click, and then I'm all done. By the time my friends are ready to load up on the boat, I go fishing all day. It does make it easy.
Whether it's stateside, around the world, it gives us the flexibility to still have a life and not be tied to a desktop computer.
The systems make it easy enough that we are able to recruit.
Yeah.
We're able to get out and recruit. We're able to call up people on the phone. We're able to actually talk to, we have time to do it because like I say, what used to take 6 hours, I'm done in an hour, and then I can focus on other things, which is recruiting and growing the business. Well, it's the same thing when you're an agent. When you're an agent, you could have your contract written, signed, back in your hands, and uploaded to the system for your broker to review in 20 minutes.
Easily.
Instead of spending all day on one transaction. So instead of, in the past where it was really hard work to get to 10 transactions in a month, now 12 to 15 is the norm, and it's easy. The funny thing about it is I'm not a techie person at all. In fact, I'm the opposite of that. Computer on my desk, I used to call it a paperweight, because I had no clue how to use it. But if I can figure out how to use our systems, they're so easy. It's so simple to use that any moron can do it, and I'm living proof.
You know, actually, that brings me up. We have an agent who's actually 74, and she tells me, anyone you bring on that's new, that has any questions about the systems, tell them to call me. She goes, if I can figure it out, anyone can figure it out. And I think the feedback we would say from our agents that we hear is their productivity has increased. They were in traditional brokerages and they'd have to wait, 5 to 7 days for a broker to review a physical file. Here, whatever day, Saturday, Sunday, doesn't matter. They can upload their file at 9 at night. It's irrelevant to when they're working because the broker gets in, next day, reviews the file. They know where their status is. They know if they're missing something. If line 20 on the lead-based paint addendum's missing, they have a note in there. It tells them specifically what they're missing. From a liability perspective, as brokerage owners, everything is in place. So when we get audited by the Department of Real Estate, we're not worried whatsoever because truly everything is right there. They can log into our system and check any file. The notes, the documentation, everything that you need is right in front of them. It's enabled us we've had our franchise now 7 months, and we're up to 35 agents, and it's really freed up our time to grow and develop and expand the business. So not sitting in front of a file, reviewing it, and taking hours, literally, to review a file. I think the simplicity and streamlined process that's developed in the back end of the RSA and RSB systems has really freed up our time to grow, expand, and hopefully by the end of the year, we'll be up to 75 agents. We've already secured our next location in another state. We are so impressed with the systems and what we can do. It's already enabling us to expand to other territories.
Speaking to an agent that's thinking about moving from a traditional brokerage, forget about everything they're telling you. First off, okay? They're telling you that you're not going to have any support. You're going to have 10 times as much support as you've ever had. They're going to tell you that you're not going to get any training that you might need. You're going to have 10 times more training than you've ever had. You're going to have more opportunities, and the systems make the real estate so much easier.
Take a chance. It's worth it, we promise.
You'll never regret it. You'll never regret it. It's the smartest move I ever made.